Saquon Barkley joins us now. Thank you, Saquon. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course. So we were just talking about, we have this item for the Eagles Radiothon to benefit the Eagles Autism Foundation to play golf with you and Kelsey at Trout National Golf Club. It's over $30,000 right now, just to let you know, to play golf with
How
you
about
guys.
that?
Yeah, pretty crazy. What is it? You seem to love golf. Lots of professional athletes seem to love golf. What is it about golf that becomes like an obsession?
I think one, it depends when you ask me. If you ask me after my last round, I kind of hate golf. When things are going all right, I'm in love with it. I think the reason why we get obsessed with it is just the challenge it brings. You're literally trying to hit a ball that's not moving, and some days it works, some days it doesn't. But I love it just for how it helps me mentally too. Just when you're on a golf course, you're kind of away. You're not focusing on anything else. Kind of like let your mind decompress. So just the love of the game, the challenge of the game, and just the mental part of it is really helpful for me.
Dream foursome? You could play golf. Any other three people? Who would the three people be?
Tiger.
Tiger.
Ooh.
I gotta go Tiger. Charles Barkley. I think I've heard that he wanted to get out with me, so I want to make that happen. So I'm gonna go Tiger, Charles, and Michael Jordan. I think those would be. I think that would be a fun competitive day. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, competitive, more of like talking crap, not like on a golf course because I'm not any good right now.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, how long have you been playing? What's your game looking like?
The game right now is bad. We're struggling off the tee. We're struggling off the tee really bad. Short game, we have a saying in my friend group, you can't teach hands and you can't teach heart, and I got both.
There you go.
So my short game is good. I got down to 10, back up to 11-8 right now, so we're trending down right now.
What do you mean, as in a handicap, 10 and 11?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Saquon.
Dude, you're pretty damn good. Yeah. I love to have that. And I've been playing for like 25 years and don't seem like it's helping me at all. So, yeah, you're doing pretty good.
I put a little too much work in it. I should definitely be a little lower than a 10, how much golf videos I watch. It's my family, it's football, and then it's golf. Those are the three important things in my life right now.
Saquon Barkley with us. So your second year in Philadelphia, you get here last year, and there's sort of a new guy thing, right? Because a lot of the players had been on the team previously. This second year, having the year here under your belt, do you feel like you assume more of a leadership role within the team now that you're sort of cemented as an Eagle?
Yeah, definitely. I think I asserted myself in a leadership role last year, just coming in with the mindset of, buying into the culture that was established before I was here, and taking what I've known over the past prior 6 years up to that point, be able to have a name and going against a lot of these guys, so I have something to respect. But yeah, when you're here for a year, you just become more familiar, with the organization, with everyone in there, and you get to know them even more, and they get to know you even more. So that just helps and go a long way. And I'm excited. For me, it's not about whether I'm a captain or if people say I'm a leader. It's about how I come to work every single day and the mindset that I have, and want to be accountable, want to be detailed, want to be tough, and the most important thing, in my opinion, bringing the team together and making sure we go out there and perform as a unit.
Now, I know we've moved on from last year for the most part, but me as a fan of the team, of the sport, and of yours, it's hard for me to move completely past last year, especially since we got you on the phone with us. What an outstanding year you had last year, man. A historical year that certainly could have become a record-breaking year. So I'm going to throw this out there to you, Saquon, because I was one of the guys beating the drum for you to play in the last game and the O-line to play in the last game for the record. I'm just wondering, off season, is there any time that you ever thought about like holding that record? I know you got the overall record for yards when you include the postseason, but that record of Eric Dickerson's, how bad did you really want to break that record?
Yeah, I kind of messed around with that, right? My feelings, kind of were all over the place. At first, I genuinely didn't care for the record, but at the same time, like you just said, with the offensive line, I saw how much, rushed for 2,000 yards and how much that record meant to them and how much the record meant to my father. So, yes, obviously, I'd love to have went out there and try to break the record, but that's not what that's not why I play the game. You play this game is to win championships, and we accomplished that last year. I felt like sitting out that last game gave us the momentum that we needed with our body and our health to go into the playoffs and make a run, and that was the most important thing. And it turned out perfect. You know what I mean? We ended up doing what we needed to do, and it would have been cool. But why not? Why not? Why not? There might be another opportunity, whether it's this year, the years coming up. And if it's not, it is what it is. There's only 8 other people to accomplish that milestone of 2,000 yards, and it's a fraternity. I put myself apart. That's enough too for me. And just doing that with the guys up front meant a lot also.
Nothing wrong with that too, K-Say. Now, how much have you thought about, or do you pay attention to, the outside noise of he carried the ball as much as he did last year? Guys coming off of great seasons like that seem to take a step back or what have you. I brought up to the fellas, like, listen, sometimes there are rare, exceptional athletes that buck the trends or things of that nature. I think you're in that category. Not that I expect you to rush for 2,000 yards again this season, but having a great season and going out and accomplishing some of those individual goals that I'm sure you put out there for yourself. Do you ever worry about being overused coming into the season, or is it just business as usual for you?
Yeah, that narrative is kind of annoying. I've seen it. I think I play the only position in the NFL or in any sports that you're supposed to have a bad year because you had a good year the year prior, which to me that just doesn't. That doesn't make sense. I come under the belief of why not build off of that year, and a successful year and a great year, as an individual doesn't always need to be a 2,000-yard season. And that's the mindset that we're taking on, as a team also. Like, obviously we won the Super Bowl a year prior, but it might not look the same, and it doesn't have to look the same. The only thing that matters is going out there and winning a football game and putting ourselves in a position to do it again. And I'm taking that same mindset as an individual with my goals. It's not 2,000 yards. It's not break Eric Dickerson record. That wasn't even my goal last year. It's to go out there and be healthy and perform at a high level and, make plays for my team and lead. So for me, I kind of, that narrative just doesn't make any sense. But I believe that, God got a plan for us all. And my goal is to go out there and push myself to the limit, work hard, put myself in position to go out there and perform at a high level, and let him take care of the rest.
Saquon, when you were playing in New York, I was working in New York as well. How is it different playing just in everything? What is it different playing in Philadelphia than playing in New York? What are the differences for you?
Yeah, I've been blessed and fortunate to play for probably 2 of the biggest markets and sports markets in America. And it's been super fun for both. Here, I love to choose my words wisely, and the best way I can describe our fan base is the most passionate fan base in all of sports. And they're gonna let you know. They're gonna let you know when you're doing good, and they're gonna let you know when you're doing bad. I don't know anywhere else you can go. I can go to the mall. I can go grocery shopping or anywhere outside, and some people won't even come up and say, "How you doing, Mr. Barkley?" They're just gonna look at you and say, "Go Birds," and just keep it moving. It's fun. It kind of gives me the sense of college. And when you play for a big college program, as I did with Penn State, and you get to NFL, a lot of places aren't like that. A lot of places don't have that fan base. A lot of places don't have that electricity in the stadium, and you search for that. And I didn't have to search far. It was right down the corner here in Lincoln Financial Field.
So coming into last season, the Eagles had this big thing to prove because of how they collapsed the year before, which you were not here for. You came into last season sort of, with an up and down run with the Giants, and you played like, at least to my eyes, like you had something to prove. How do you go into this season with, everyone had that in front of them to motivate them last year? How does everyone do that again this year? Like with that same sort of level of intensity and motivation after you've already conquered it?
Yes. They say climbing the mountain's hard, but staying at the mountaintop is even harder. And the way that we do that, we know the recipe. We know what it takes. Like I said before, obviously it's going to look different, but you've got to go out there and just continue to love the game, continue to play with passion, and continue to do whatever it takes to win football games. And I think we have the group of guys to do that. We've got to continue to prove it to ourselves. It doesn't matter what anybody else say on the outside. Even though we appreciate all the fans, we appreciate all you guys, but to be completely honest, what anyone says on TV or what anybody says in the stadium is not going to dictate if we win or lose football games. It's the way we, hold ourselves accountable in this building, and that's the goals that we're going to continue to have, is to do it together and to be smart, be detailed, all those things we have, and just go out there and perform at a high level.
Saquon, do you have any message for the youth football players in high school and middle school who are going to try this season to jump backwards over their opponents?
My advice would be, if you're going to do it, don't do it backwards. I got lucky. It was a cool moment. But, hey, the beauty of that play and where it comes to, little kids and fans that watch, it's able to show my creativity as a football player. So, if anything, I hope it urges players to go out there and be creative and, you don't think you can't do anything on the football field. And that's how I try to play. But, yes, I would advise to be smart. Jumping over someone is not as hard as it looks. I always tell them, when I break it down and you watch film and you know the guys who's going to go low, the one I got lucky on, was a little harder than most. But I would challenge them to continue to be creative, continue to, don't let anybody ever tell you can't do nothing. And that's not only with football, that's outside of football too.
You can be honest. How many times have you watched it?
Too much. To be honest, I'm over it. That's why I can't wait for the season to start.
Do you do another one?
No, not to do another
one.
I think that's the last time I will be jumping over anyone backwards. I can't promise that because this is reaction, but I don't plan to do that whatsoever. Actually, I remember I was training with my little brother, and we had like these boxes, and I was jumping over my kids, and I did the same kind of jump over my kids just for fun, and I was like, okay, that's the last time I'm ever going to do it. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the season to create new memories, to create new moments, whether it's an individual, whether it's a team. And what we did in 24 was so special, and I had a lot of special moments myself. But that's the beauty of football. It doesn't really matter what happened the year before. It's what have you done for me lately, and we get to show that this year.
Well, that's pretty cool. The kids got to experience Dad jumping over them that way. So that's pretty cool.
I gotta find that video and get it to you guys.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know if Nick and Howie's gonna be happy that I was in Autism.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be thrilled. Yeah.
I might have to ask you one taboo question here. Well, it could be taboo, but it seems like you have the right mindset, so none of this stuff seems to, I guess, attach itself to someone with your mindset. The whole Madden cover, right? First of all, how special is it for you and your family that you're donning the Madden cover? Is that pretty cool for you?
It's super cool. Even to this moment, sometimes I'll go downstairs and I'll turn the game on, and it's the reason why it's so cool, because it's something that I dreamed about as a little kid. If you're a football player growing up, you want to be on a Madden cover. You want to have that moment, and for it to come to life, it feels surreal. So I'm just happy that that happened. Obviously, I know I couldn't do that without the Eagles organization and the season we had and my teammates, but for me to have that moment, it's one of the, outside of winning the Super Bowl, it's one of the coolest things that happened in my career so far.
Saquon, thank you so much for your time. Before we let you go, one more thing I wanted to mention to you. We work with a guy named Elliot Shore Parks. He's the guy who keeps the training camp stats, little blonde guy. You know him, right?
Yeah.
So he told us a story once last year that you were, I guess, maybe you had French cuffs or something, but you had a button.
He had a problem putting his cufflink in.
Putting your cufflink in, and you asked him to help, and he got sweaty, and he failed, and he did a really bad job. And first, we just wanted to apologize for that. But second, do you remember that, and do you remember his failure?
I do remember that. That is a true story. I think the moment got too big for him in that scenario. But I do remember that.
The moment got too big.
Put that on a tombstone.
Yeah, dude. You just gave us the quote for a lifetime.
Appreciate it.
Well, let me tell you something, man. You gave us a season for a lifetime, and we're so proud to have you as an Eagle, not just last year, but the fact that we get to watch you again. And we thank you so much for your time, for what you're doing for the Eagles Autism Foundation, the golf, and what you've done for us, for fans, and what you will continue to do. Thank you so much, Saquon, for your time, and best of luck this year.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys.